On a summer day, Lake Lanier glimmers under the Georgia sun, alive with the sounds of boats, laughter, and families at play. Fishermen cast lines, vacationers ski and paddle, and the lake seems a perfect escape, an engineered marvel supplying water and power to millions. To most, it's a postcard of American leisure, a beloved destination for generations. But beneath this beauty lies a hidden history, darker and deeper than the water itself. The laughter today floats above a silence imposed by violence. The vacation homes stand on land that once belonged to a vibrant community, now erased from memory. Lake Lanier's existence is rooted in profound loss, a story the calm waters have kept secret for decades. To truly understand this place, we must look beneath the surface and confront the truth of what was lost. Lake Lanier is more than a summer playground. It's known as America's deadliest lake. Since the 1950s, over 700 people have died here, from drownings to mysterious disappearances. Some tragedies are explained by alcohol or recklessness, but others defy logic, fueling legends of hauntings and curses. The real danger lies beneath. When the valley was flooded, trees, roads, and building foundations were left behind, creating a hazardous underwater maze. Divers describe a murky, disorienting world where a single misstep can be fatal. The lake's beauty masks its peril, a paradox of joy and grief. News of each new accident is a grim reminder the water demands respect. The legends may be stories, but the true darkness is historical, buried deeper than the submerged trees. To understand the lake's dangers, we must first uncover its past. Before the lake, the land was home to Oscarville, a thriving black community founded in the late 1800s. Over 1,000 black residents owned land, ran businesses, and built schools and churches, creating a rare haven of prosperity and self-determination. Oscarville's success was a beacon of hope in the Jim Crow South, but it also made the town a target. Neighbors helped each other, and the dream of a better life felt real. Yet, in a time when black achievement threatened the racial order, Oscarville's very existence sparked resentment. The people of Oscarville built a world from the ground up, but their hope was fragile. Their peaceful community was about to be shattered by a wave of racial terror. What followed would not only destroy their homes, but attempt to erase their memory from the earth. In September 1912, the peace of Oscarville was shattered by the murder of May Crow, a young white woman. 3 young black men were accused without evidence, and a white mob lynched Rob Edwards before any trial. The trials of Ernest Knox and Oscar Daniel were a formality. Convictions and executions followed, cheered by crowds. This violence ignited a campaign of terror. Night riders swept through Forsyth County, firing into homes, burning churches, and destroying property. Black families faced a clear message: no one was safe. The rule of law collapsed, replaced by mob rule. The goal was not justice, but the total expulsion of black residents. Night after night, terror reigned, and the community's existence was threatened at its core. The campaign would soon erase Oscarville from the map. The night riders' terror forced Oscarville's black residents to flee for their lives. Families abandoned homes, farms, and everything they built, scattering in desperation. In weeks, over 1,000 black citizens were driven out, making Forsyth County an all-white enclave for decades. Their land was seized, deeds ignored, homes taken over, churches destroyed. Oscarville wasn't just emptied, it was systematically erased. Its name vanished from maps, its history buried in silence. The trauma echoed through generations. Families became refugees, stripped of wealth and heritage. For the perpetrators, it became a forgotten chapter. But the land itself bore witness to the injustice. The story of Oscarville became a whispered memory, a legacy of loss. For 40 years, Oscarville's land lay fallow, its story suppressed by the new all-white population. In the 1950s, the U.S. government announced plans to flood the valley for Lake Lanier, burying the evidence underwater. The Army Corps of Engineers acquired over 50,000 acres, displacing hundreds of families and relocating cemeteries. Though the process was incomplete and unjust, white families received compensation, descendants of Oscarville did not. Their land had been stolen decades earlier. The government paid current owners, legitimizing the original theft. Clearing the valley was hasty. Many buildings, trees, and even graves were left behind. Roads, bridges, and home foundations were simply abandoned to the rising water. Cemeteries, especially black family plots, were often overlooked. As the dam was built, the final act of erasure began. The waters would soon conceal not just a landscape, but a history of violence and theft. In 1956, the Beaufort Dam closed and the Chattahoochee River rose, swallowing the valley and the remnants of Oscarville. But what's buried isn't gone. Divers today find a ghostly world beneath the surface. Old roads, forests, and the foundations of homes remain, haunting reminders of the lives once lived here. These underwater hazards contribute to the lake's deadly reputation. More than obstacles, they are evidence of a community sacrifice for progress. Divers have found church steeples, stone walls, and even submerged coffins, proof of the world that was lost. The water could not erase the foundations of Oscarville. It only hid them. Many graves, especially those of the black families, were never moved. The lake is a final resting place for people whose graves were desecrated by the flooding. The water covers the evidence, but cannot hide the truth. The past lingers, a silent indictment beneath the waves. Lake Lanier's beauty is inseparable from the tragedy it conceals. The legacy of Oscarville lives on, not just in artifacts, but in the atmosphere of Lake Lanier itself. Stories of hauntings and curses reflect a deep, unhealed trauma. The lake is haunted by history, not just by legend. Oscarville's erasure is part of a larger pattern. Black communities across America destroyed and forgotten. For decades, Lake Lanier's official story omitted Oscarville entirely, perpetuating a false narrative of progress. Now, thanks to historians and descendants, the truth is emerging. Oral histories, research, and documentaries are breaking the silence. The ghosts of Oscarville are finding their voice, demanding to be heard. Knowing Lake Lanier's story changes how we see it. The water is heavy with history. Remembering Oscarville is an act of justice, restoring dignity to those who were erased. It means honoring their ambition, resilience, and the vibrant community they built. This remembrance challenges the sanitized narratives we have been taught. The future of Lake Lanier must include its past, truthful markers, recognition, and a commitment to never erase a community again. The water cannot be drained, but the silence can be broken. Sharing Oscarville's story is a step toward healing. Only by telling these truths can we move toward a more just and honest future.